Let me get you more perspectives from my colleague and CGTN science and technology reporter Yang Zhao. Zhao, great to have you on our program today.
Thanks for having me.
What do you find to be the biggest technological highlights of China's first carbon neutrality expo?
Well, thank you, Zhongshi, for letting me here to discuss with you. I think, well, last year we made this film, The Human Carbon Footprint, like we just displayed. And I think last year, we have to focus on those individual technologies most. But this year at this Shanghai's Expo, we realized that I think one of the biggest highlight is there are so many comprehensive and integrated solutions at the table. So previously we focused on those individual technologies, for example, like we focus on these technologies around solar panels, wind turbines, how to increase their energy conversion efficiency, or we focus on these technologies on the EV cars. But all of those are individual technologies. But now those solutions are talking about how to combine those technologies together. For example, we saw this solutions about to discuss how to build a factory 100% carbon free. We talked about how to build up an industrial park with hundreds of factories within to emit nothing. And also we talked about how to build up a harbor that has been 100% powered by so-called green electricity. So I think that was the big trend, that we have to combine those technologies together and turn them into a whole system. So in the future, we might see more things like that, facilities like that. We might see the block, maybe neighborhood, community, hospital, smaller town, smaller city, and then grow to the bigger city and even a country to reach carbon neutrality.
Zhao, as our technology reporter, you've had a front row seat to the wonders technology can do. Just in terms of achieving neutrality, what do you think is the role of technology? You've mentioned integrated solutions, which are now the trend here. What role will technology play in achieving this very ambitious goal?
Well, I believe the most important lesson that we learned from making human carbon footprint is there is no one-fits-for-all technologies at the table. So we have to work on all of the sectors together. And this kind of an evolution of the energy will be driven, in all of the sectors will be driven by innovation and technologies. For example, first you have to consider about the power generation sectors. You want less fossil fuels, you want to use more clean energy or renewable energy like solar, wind, hydro, and nuclear, right? Those are all technologies behind. And after you have those power, you have to consider how to transfer those power from remote desert, ocean, to the population density area, to the cities. So you have to consider about the long distance transmission technologies. And you also have to think about so-called power storage technologies, which is not a big problem in the era of fossil fuels, but it's the new problems brought by renewable energies. And also we think about another thing called the CCUS, carbon capture, utilization, and storage, which just means we have to artificially capture the carbon emission in the atmosphere and store them underground to keep them from getting back to the atmosphere again. Sounds like science fiction, right? And also technology will help us to grow trees, forests in higher efficiency, so that increase this process called photosynthesis through so-called natural-based solutions. Everything is technology.
In the time frame between now and 2060, which is the date China has set for its carbon neutrality goal, we're going to see a lot of technologies catching up with the problems that have yet to be solved. But just in terms of challenges in this time frame, what do you think will be the most outstanding challenges?
I think the outstanding challenges is what we mentioned, is there is no one-fits-for-all technologies at all. For example, I'll give you examples called the UHV, the ultra-high voltage. It's the transmission technology that has been firstly adopted in China. So it works successful in China. We have now over 30 UHV lines in operation in China. But in our films, we give the audiences another story about Brazil, how Brazil used these Chinese technologies in their countries, because Brazil shared the same situation. It's a huge country, and they have a rich, full renewable resources in Amazon River, in the Amazon Basin, but their population has been concentrated in the cities 2,000 to 500 kilometers away. So they need a long distance power transmission system like the UHV. The UHV works perfect for them. But it doesn't mean to work for other countries. For example, for some smaller countries, the UHV might be a huge economic burden for them. For some other big countries like the United States, the situation is also different too. Because in the United States, each states have their own power system and they're independent from each other. There's no country level power grid system. So UHV might not be a perfect solution for them too. So I think that is the most valuable things that Shanghai hosts the expos like this. Because we can display all technologies together and let everyone to pick up their best solutions.
Great insight from you. Thank you so much for coming in, Zhao. Appreciate it.